Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you have all been enjoying your Christmas and the holiday period. As you can see by the title in this video, I'll be giving you my top 5 loadouts. So these are the 5 loadouts that I will be using primarily through this season, and keep in mind these are my opinion. In last season I did do a top 5 loadout season, so keeping in mind with a few balance changes that were made, I didn't really want to repeat that same list, and also I want to make this list as diverse as possible. So obviously that video had loadouts like the HVK and stuff, so it will be in the cards, so you can just go ahead and watch it if you want. Alright, so I'll be starting off with my favorite loadout for this season, and yes, I will be a chopper spammer. For this season, I have just been enjoying the chopper, especially since there was some movement changes in COD, and it just feels a lot smoother running with this and doesn't slow you down as much. So let me just go into the gunsmith right here. Obviously we are going to be using the hipfire class. So for the underbarrel we are using heavy handle, and obviously we won't be able to use any rear grip, any stock, or any optics, so we are forced to use basically these three. For the barrel I am using the chopper special forces for ADS time, so we can actually aim down our sights a lot faster. We're also using the YKM flash guard. This is very useful actually. I'm gonna be using OWC tactical laser, and you'll be seeing this a lot throughout this video. I basically use this on like every gun because it's just one of the best perks in the gunsmith right now. And finally, for the gun perk, I am using sleight of hand because the chopper does have a pretty slow reload time. With 100 rounds, obviously you won't need to reload a lot, but sometimes you will get caught in gunfights where you will have to reload. So this will give us 15% more reload time, and it's actually the most useful perk right here. If you are planning to increase your ammunition, then you can just go ahead and put FMG on this. However, I don't recommend it because this is a LMG. It already has pretty good wall hit penetration. Next on the list is my ASM-10 gunsmith, and obviously the ASM-10 had to be here because this is arguably the best gun right now in season 13. I still think the HVK is the best, but most people would say that the ASM-10 is right now the best gun in the game. So let me just go over and show you the gunsmith, and I think I did share this gunsmith already, so this is one of them I did share, or maybe I adjusted something to make it a bit better, but it's fine. Let's go into it either way. We're obviously gonna be using no stock again. The only problem I have with the ASM-10 is the slow ADS time and how slow you move around the map with it. So I kind of made this build centered around those things and the lateral recoil that it has. For the rear grip, we are using the stipple grip tape. I think I was using the granulated at first, but I decided to just hop on with the stipple grip tape because this is going to give us 15% sprint to fire as well as additional ADS time, which is very necessary. This is not really a fast firing weapon. If it was a gun with a high fire rate, I would put granulate on it, but since the fire is so slow, I just decided to go with stippled grip tape so we can get our shots out faster. We're not going to be using any extended mag. It does have 30 rounds, which is pretty good. We are going to be using the strike foregrip for the underbarrel again. It does have a bit of a kick to it, but it's not that bad, so no need to put on anything too heavy for the vertical recoil. And we are using the OWC again, ADS speed, ADS bullet spread, and finally the muzzle we are using is the OWC light compensator. The vertical recoil won't be a problem, but the horizontal recoil was a huge problem just because the gun kind of was swinging side to side, so I had to do something about that. So this did do the job pretty well. Up next is my Locust build, and I have been seeing more people sniping since season. I don't know why. Sniping just seems a lot better since this season, especially since they did fix the ADS button and stuff. I'll get into that in the future. It is a pretty standard build. OWC laser again, have to use that. For the barrel, we are using the YKM short. Ammunition, we're obviously going to be using the stomping power. This is one of the most important attachments put on here because it's going to give us damage and damage at range, and with this you're going to get a lot less hit marker. So that's the reason why I actually prefer this over the DLQ right now, just because of this attachment. For the rear grip, I am personally using granulated because I was using scope and shoot sniping, but if you are a ADS sniper, then I would suggest you using the stippled grip tape. However, if you are not using ADS, then you can use the granulated grip tape, and ADS bullet spread is very important on sniping, and a lot of people don't really get that. And finally, we are using the Owc Skeleton Stock, and again, this is very ideal if you are using ADS as sniping, and this is also my scope and shoot build, so it will work either way. But if you are using ADS, as I said, I would prefer that you use the stipple grip tape, but scope and shoot, it is no problem at all. Fourth is the QQ9 build that I have, and I think the QQ9 is the most powerful gun that is underused in this game right now, just because assault rifles are just kind of taking over. SMGs are kind of falling behind, but the QQ9 is still pretty powerful. This is actually a build that I had from season 9, but I just went ahead and changed a few things when I understood more about the gunsmith itself. So we're obviously going to be using no stock again. I want to move as fast as possible. No rear grip. We are using the 45 round extended mag. I know that a lot of people are using the 10mm 30 round. I have been using the 45 round extended mag since season 9, and this is because I do not like to reload, especially since you're gonna be in a lot of close range fights. So I don't think it would be very wise to be reloading a lot, even though this will improve the damage and damage at range. I do have all that covered. This will also decrease your rate of fire, add a vertical reach. This will do a bunch of stuff, so I just did not see the sense in this. I have been using 45 round, and that is what I'm comfortable with. If you want to use the 30 round, then you can just go ahead and switch up a few stuff, I guess. For the laser, I'm using the Owc laser. Again, I said that was a default on most of these guns right here, and this is very important. Right here is the barrel. As I said, I would make up for the range. This will actually give you 20% more range, and will also give you ADS boot spread. And I actually did try the QQ9 without this build, and it did suck a lot, especially in terms of range. So this actually makes it a lot better, because that was a problem that I was having before the gunsmith with the QQ9, and it was that the range was just so short. But this is actually pretty good, and I actually think this is what makes this build what it is. And as you could see, we didn't put any barrel or anything on this, so we are using the RTC light muzzle. No, the QQ9 doesn't have any horizontal recoil, but the 7.8% vertical recoil control will be absolutely fantastic, and that will do a great job on this build overall. And finally is my DRH class. How could I forget the DRH, which is one of the most powerful guns also for this season. So we are going to be using no stock. Again, 15% ADS time, and movement speed has also increased. We're also going to be using the Owc Ranger. Again, damage at range and ADS bullet spread. We're not going to be using any muzzle, and laser again, Owc Tactical. I didn't see any need for any underbarrel, because yes, the DRH does have a bit of a kick to it, but it is very easy to control, especially since you just need 3 shots to kill. So it's kind of very easy to control, so I didn't really see the need for any underbarrel. I'm also using the newest attachment that was added to this, which is the 30 round OTM mag. Don't worry guys, even though the 25 rounds says it gives damage, while this only says body part multiplier damage, they actually do the same damage at every range. I actually did test this myself in the training mode, and they do the absolute same thing. However, this just gives you 5 additional rounds, so don't worry about that. And finally, we are using the granulated grip tape for ADS bullet spread. If you try this build and it is a bit slow, then you can just go ahead and put on the stipple grip tape on this, because again, the fire is not that high, so the ADS bullet spread is not that important like fast firing guns. So yeah, alright guys, so that is it for this video. I hope that you did learn something. If you did try any of these guns and you actually do like how they feel, then feel free to come back and give this video a like, and also subscribe again. Hope you do continue to enjoy the rest of your holiday season, and that's it for me. Peace out.